they want to play like either aggressive or passive, they have to have a plan like coming into this draft pick, and they have to make it work, especially in this month.
I think it's also notable to say that finally we saw Sky, and she lost all those bans, and her first appearance into the Rift, into the Fold, is a loss.
Well, with last game, like I did give the composition like on the bonus side towards Team Snow, but they had like such a hard time actually getting in deep, like getting rid of the other team. Like when you're trying to stay from the back lines, you're trying to poke with Scarf, and you're not being able to do much with Finn coming in, using Force the Core, just pulling people in. Like their whole team positioning just got messed up that game.
All right, so we are going to maintain with that Sky ban, and boom, Zekin. I mean, Rome is just really good at this. The ban coming out of it.
Shocking. The thing about the team composition from Megapixel from last game is that no one else is going to pick Saw. No one else is really going to pick Finn. So the only thing that you have to really take out is the Adagio, because that is still a priority part of that composition. And if they do not have it, they can't really put it together.
Okay, so Koshka was left out. Koshka's the first pick. Could Snow actually take the Arden from here?
Most likely they will take Arden from here, and knowing Team Snow is like they come in prepared for this. So I would like to see another Petal being played today coming from them, or another Jewel would be really nice too.
All right, Arden, Petal. Wow. All right, Rome.
Love it.
Huh? Love it. Love it.
Now, Petal, I do believe, actually just got reworked a little bit. We saw her come into the VIPL. That was a big thing for us, just going into the NA Finals. Now, we've also seen Crystal Petal here as well in the EU Finals. Is that going to be more of the same here from Snow?
Definitely. Like, this is the comp they played yesterday, so they pretty much baited out that Koshka and Fortress, and then they ran themselves. They ran the Petal and the Jewel. And what works so well is, like, Petal is like the ultimate kiter. So having Koshka on the other team being very aggressive in the jungle is like every time she's trying to dive in, you're pretty much just jumping back, leaping back, and while your minions are like taking her down.
All right, so what would we pair up here with the Koshka? I mean, Tasty Bacon, we've seen a lot of Fortresses here before. Adagio's out, Arden's already there. It's either going to be a Fortress or a Catherine.
Yeah, most likely going to be the Fortress, just because the Koshka Fortress is still such a strong duo, and we do see Glaive coming through here, and then there's the Fortress.
Triple melee. I believe this was a Gangstars combination from last weekend, Rome.
Yeah, it's a very strong early game comp. Like, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to try and win this game within like the 15-minute mark.
Okay.
Because like, you're three melee, and like the longer the game goes down, their team is pretty much counter defending. So what you're going to get is like Atlas on the other team, a bunch of Crucibles, and once you reflex block that Koshka's ult and Fortress falls off late game, like your team is pretty much invincible. I would love to see like Snow playing another Jewel like they did yesterday. Is like what happened so well was like when Arden threw down that gauntlet and they combined all their skills with that leap and Petals, it was just amazing. So double CP on Snow and just the regular builds on Megapixel.
All right, so that's a Jewel there, Bacon.
I think we need to, we may need to check Rome's headset. I think he has like a direct line into the teams or something. Is
he cheating?
Every single one.
Are you cheating here, Rome?
No, I wish I was. I would have called out that last comp, like head to toe.
All right, so we got Jewel, we got Petal, we got Arden. Humanist, I think one of your lines in the last cast was this should actually be illegal. You're not getting Saw into this one, but you get another Petal, man.
Hey, we get to see some Petal, and like you said, this is a composition that Snow has played before. It's devastating if it's played correctly. We know that Megapixel's not going to give it away for free. And going into this game, we also know that the composition that Megapixel have picked up has shown a lot of success in the recent past. So I don't know. You have talented teams, you got great lineups, and it's just going to be who can play it to the best.
Most certainly, and right now we do see the teams. They are ready. So right now we got Mowgli, Palmentoro, Convalifar, Look at Me, Araxi, and Kentusi ready to go. And honestly, I'm not really sure which way this game will go. Like, if Megapixel gets the early game going for them, they're going to completely roll over Snow. They'll make some snowballs. But on the other side, if Snow can stall out long enough, they'll be completely fine for this.
Yeah, I mean, either team won't be eliminated from the tournament, right, if they were to lose this series. So they don't have to have that fear in them right now, and it's not terrible if you get dropped down. So, you know, play aggressive if you feel that's what's going to need to go your way and to win the game. And I don't know. It's going to come down. Megapixel also showed that they weren't afraid to put 3 heroes in lane right away just to secure their laner and early advantage, and then use that later on in the game.
Yeah, I think Megapixel plays extremely intelligently, but Snow, they play like clockwork. So if Snow gets ahead, I think Snow will be able to take it to a win. But on the other side, if Megapixel gets ahead with their composition, they're going to have a hell of a time.
Yeah, it's going to be scary either way. But it looks like this game is going to be quite exciting. I'm happy to see the pedal here once again. And, you know, one of the things, these Arden gauntlets are going to be very, very important if their composition is going to have success.
Right, one of the nice things about Arden and Jewel together is that Jewel's Rocket League might bump people into the Arden Gauntlet and get them stunned. And here we see, we are going onto the fold, MediaPixel eSport versus Snow. Let's see if MediaPixel can take it in 2 games, or will it go to a decisive 3rd match?
All right, only time will tell as we are into the fold. Players making their way out to lane and jungle. And let's see how this is all going to unfold in front of us here. Volifar on that glaive will be up against Araxi here in the lane. Do you see an advantage going to either of these players in this matchup?
Not really. I feel like Jewel versus Glaive is actually just pretty standard. They're just going to trade back and forth. No one really get an advantage. They're just going to both farm up extremely high CS numbers. And it's really going to come down to what happens in the jungle. This is actually a really interesting matchup, though, because Palmatoro and Mowgli, they're on the Fortune Caution, which is, in theory, an incredibly powerful early game composition. But they're up against the Petal, who is so good at countering out those 2 heroes.
Yeah, Araxi already making a move down to the shop. Will pick up that 2nd crystal bit. Just wants to have as much power in lane as possible. And like you said, you know, neither team feels like they have an advantage in lane. It's really going to come down to the jungle where most of the action will take place. But one thing always to remember is that if Volifar finds Araxi a little too far forward, and there it is, he does afterburn. I was literally just going to say it. Mowgli's on his back. They're chopping him down. Nice Vanguard there from Arden will keep his ally alive. But he has to be careful of that, because at any point, if he gets a little too far forward, and especially, it could even be 1v1 if he gets knocked into a turret. But nice afterburn either way from Volifar.
Yeah, one of the things about Araxi, the Jewel versus Glaive matchup, is that Jewel will never really be able to push Glaive out. So I expect the lane to generally be frozen in front of Araxi's turret, which means that I don't really feel like Valifar can make too many plays, but I can definitely see him doing something.
All right, well, I mean, we almost saw first blood right there, but Kentisik is not going to let his ally go down. He is the good roamer that we expect out of him, and Petal finding the allies of MediaPixel down here, and will trampoline over the wall, move back towards the lane here, and doesn't want any of this just yet. You know, we talked about Petal yesterday, really comes alive when she picks up that Frostburn in level 6. So before that, the fight's maybe not going to be too scary.
Most certainly. You see, look at me, just using a trampoline pretty freely. He just wants to get around the jungle, and right now they are going to run to Palmatoro. Palmatoro might be getting caught out a little bit, but I think he will be just fine. Look at me, he's just recalling. Gonna be totally okay right here. And look at me, he's actually picked up 2 light shields, which is actually pretty intelligent right now, because the majority of MediaPixel's early game damage will be coming out from Crystal.
Yeah, and so he just decides, you know, I just need to sustain through that, live. And if you let the Moonions do work, you can kite them around. And Araxi eating a lot of damage. Volifar under turret, no mercy, and that's first blood.
Yeah, geez, holy cow. MediaPixel is super aggressive right here. And they are playing their comp to a T. But look at me, potentially in a lot of danger right now, because Valifar does not have his afterburn up quite yet. 11 more seconds on it. So look at me, will be able to escape. Kentusi, though, he might not be so lucky.
Maybe not quite so lucky. Mowgli is hot on pursuit. A little Pouncy Fun will get the Koshka up there, but it's not going to be enough. This is a tanky Arden and won't be going down. These guys, though, it's, you know, it's actually just, it's pretty beautiful mobility out of the Petal and the Arden combo. You got a trampoline, a Vanguard as well, and these guys can just get around the map so quickly.
Yeah, I see, look at me, potentially going in and stealing a few camps away from Snow. However, Koshka is coming, and so is Fortune, so he could be in a lot of danger right now. Look at me, hiding as much as he can right here.
Yeah, well, they might find him here as he moves around, and actually they have Pouncy Fun. He's locked on, Twirly Death as well.
Oh.
Trampoline over the wall and recall out of here. You could expect that play. It
Wow.
doesn't always work, but look at me, lands it like the professional he is.
Yeah, that's not a hard one to land, too. That trampoline over that wall is probably one of the most difficult ones to do in the game.
I can honestly say I faceplant that jump quite a bit.
All right, so it looks like, look at me. He did manage to steal one monster away from that camp. However, he was not able to get the second one. Palmatoro, though, loses a minion to Araxi. However, he's jumping in on Kentusi. Kentusi might be in a lot of danger, but he'll potentially be dead. He's almost certain. No, the stun comes out. Kentusi, nope, he's going down.
Yeah, Joel trying to back up his ally there, but it's just not going to be enough. Kill going the way of Koshka, now 2-0 at 4 minutes, 30 seconds into this game. And just a slight gold lead going the way of MediaPixel, but they've got to be happy. They've got game 1 in the bag. They've got a slight advantage here in game 2, and things are looking pretty good for them.
Yeah, things are looking good for them right now, but it really depends on what happens with Snow. Once, look at me, gets his Frostburn, I feel like MediaPixel is going to have a very, very tough time this match. Even though Koshka, her Twirly Death is particularly good against Petal's minions, it's still going to be tough for them because they won't be able to stick on anyone if they keep constantly get slowed by the Munions. If Araxi gets a huge big red button on them, it could still be over for Metapixel.
Yeah, it definitely can, and all these spells are going to have to land. Like you said, Petal will become very scary. She now has her ultimate, so look at me. We'll be able to burst down quite nicely in these fights. Oh, fight breaking out here. Yummy Catnip Frenzy comes through, and they're going to be finding the kill onto Jewel here in the lane. Now 3-0 for Metapixel. And I'm sure Snow won't be skunked in this game, but things are looking great right now for Metapixel eSport.
Yeah, and that was a really well-timed ultimate coming out from Palantoro. He used a Yummy Cannon Frenzy just... Oh, no steal coming out from Kentusi. Kentusi might be in a lot of danger, though. He does go down. And right now, Metapixel is just looking absolutely dominating.
I mean, they got everything they wanted. They got a kill, move to the gold mine. They get that, and then they get a kill off the back of it. So yeah, just like you said, they get everything they want. And Snow, they can't afford to be giving these away.
Yeah, for sure. Snow, they really need to play more defensively now. Look at me. Oh, no.
He was trying to be cheeky with the trampoline over the wall to get away from Glaive. Glaive does afterburn. Will get the stun on to Look at Me. He's moving forward, gets another trampoline off. Look at the mobility out of this hero. I
think he's
beautiful.
actually making it out.
He has used his ultimate. That kept him alive a little bit there and did a little bit of damage. And looks like he's going to be okay, I guess.
This is the strangest thing I've ever seen. Like, look at me. He's just farming the enemy jungle. Koshka is not even here yet, and he might actually get this camp. This is amazing.
I mean, I thought Koshka was going to come in and look for the kill, but maybe he thought Look at Me would just jump away. Pouncy Fun, a trampoline will buy him just a second. Look at Me will go down. That's what I thought was going to happen about 20 seconds ago, but it looked like Koshka was just like, yeah, we'll let you live a little bit over here.
Yeah, overall, I feel like that was pretty worth it for Look at Me. He took away 2 camps away from the side of Metapixel, and overall, that's pretty solid.
What do you think was the thought process for Palmatoro and the reason he didn't go for that right away?
Yeah, so the first time that happened, Look at Me. He made it to the back. He just hopped over the wall and is like, okay, I'm just going to recall. And there's nothing Metapixel can really do about that. So the second time around, Palmatoro assumed he was going to do the exact same thing, but he didn't. He went and stole the camps, which is so smart. The mind games coming out from these players is just amazing.
Yeah, so it's almost the reverse psychology there. Look at Me showing his real game knowledge, and it's just a beautiful play here. So, you know, Petal, a hero that we don't see all the time, but like when we talked to him, he said he can play any hero. He can main any hero in this game.
Yeah, and right now, Snow does have a small push advantage going on in the lane. They have locked out Cavalifar, they have caught out Palmatoro, but it looks like they're just going to back off. They're not willing to take this fight quite yet, which is pretty smart of them because they don't really have to take any fights right now. They could just wait for the mid to late game. They will scale, most likely, more better than Metapixel, and as long as they play safely, they should be just fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's 5-0, a 2K gold lead, but like you said, Team Snow can really come alive as the game goes on. Cavalifar, what a nice kill here in the lane. Gets that solo onto the Arden, and now 6-0.
Okay, yeah, that probably should not have happened. I'm not really sure what happened to Kentusi right there, but he was just caught out. He thought he was a little bit tankier than he was, and just went down so quickly to the power of Cavalifar.
Oh, you got the Sorrow Blade on Cavalifar completed. He's building into his next item. Things are really starting to come together. And I mean, this Glaive can be freakishly scary. Oh, Rocket Leap forward and goodbye, Glaive. Attack of the Pack will come out from Mowgli, but now they are on the retreat. Team Snow is on the board, and that was a nice fight for them.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter how scary you are if you get caught out like that. The huge damage coming out from Look at Me and Araxi was just incredible.
Yeah, that spontaneous combustion is deceptive and scary. Look at Mowgli hugging over here on this gold mine as Palmatoro is kind of juking around, playing around with Look at Me. You can't really kite around this Petal right now, and I don't think they're going to burst them down. It's kind of a bait under the gold mine. Big red button comes out, and we're going to lose Fortress. Palmatoro goes down as well. 2 kills for Team Snow, really coming alive here. They tried to get Araxi, but Araxi won't get down. They get the gold mine. What a great fight for Team Snow, and is it safe to say they're back in it? They completely closed the gold lead. It's almost exact right now.
Yeah, and they completely equalized this game. That was incredible. They should not have been able to win that fight. But I felt like the big thing in that fight was Araxi perfectly predicted what Palmatoro was trying to do. Palmatoro jumped in right under a Jules Rocket Leap, and that just completely sealed the deal for Snow.
Yeah, well, I mean, Metapixel, it just shows you got to respect Snow at every point of this game. While they do have an early game advantage, Metapixel, they really gave it away right there. I think it's safe to say. They had built up a really nice lead. It was 6-0. All of a sudden, it's 6-3. The gold advantage is completely erased, and it's a whole new game.
Yeah, I think this game...
Oh, nice afterburn. They do get the rocket leap out. Araxi, I thought he was in a dangerous position there. He will Thunder Strike and just kind of juke around, and there will be no blood spilled in the lane right now.
Yeah, one of the big things about this game is that Araxi, Big Red Button, has such a long cooldown. He's still waiting on it, 50 more seconds until it comes up, and that's going to be the time for Megapixel to make plays. So what's going to happen in this game is I expect Snow to win fights, but they're going to have to burn the Big Red Button. So it's really up to Megapixel to immediately take more fights right after that and try taking advantages off of it.
Yeah, Look At Me is messing around in the jungle with Palmatoro. But one of the things with this pedal, they don't really want to commit until that spontaneous combustion is up. Like I said yesterday, if you guys aren't pedal players or you're not quite sure, it also heals your ally. So it does nice damage to your opponent, but it will heal your ally. So it's very deceptive in these fights. Maybe you think you have it, but it can keep them alive.
Yeah, one of the big things about pedal too is that against the triple melee composition, the seeds, the knockback is so incredibly effective, and because they are all clumped up, your ultimate, the spontaneous combustion, will just do so much for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, this composition, we've seen the power of it, and it looks like as the game goes on, we might see it again here. Look At Me really starting to come together with his item progression, Araxi as well. This double crystal build, do you think it could backfire on them that they go double CP here?
Honestly, I don't think it's too bad, purely because Megapixel is running that triple melee composition. They're just going to poke them down, poke them down, poke them down. They are looking for the engage.
Yeah, looking for the engage. Rocket Leap not going to land. These guys just kind of hanging around down here next to this bottom shop. And looks like Look At Me sends those minions out for the hunt, but will quickly pull them back.
Yep. So Palmatoro, he has his Aegis, he has his Aftershock. He's fairly tanky against the side of Snow because, as we said earlier, Snow is running a double crystal composition, which means that a single type of defense will be extremely effective against them. However, Cavalifar, he has a Starblade. He also has the Aegis, Mowgli, the Fountain, the Crucible. So it's really up to Megapixel to survive the initial engage and then turn it around on Snow.
Yeah, and well, this, Glaive can also be like unpredictable a lot of times because he's looking for crits, right? And these aren't guaranteed. I mean, he can guarantee a lot of damage at burst points, but when these crits come out, it can be freakishly scary and really turn around these fights.
Most certainly, and right now, Kentusi, I wonder if they're going to look for engage, because they do have their ultimates up, they have the spontaneous combustion, they have the bigger button, and the gauntlet. These are 3 really long cooldowns, and if they are able to take a fight right now, it could go extremely well for the side of Snow.
Oh no, they're in the choke point. Attack the Pack is let loose. Rocket Leap will land as well. Big red button comes out, a lot of damage onto Cavalifar. The gauntlet goes down as well. They can't really get out of this. Look At Me doing a nice job to kite them around. It's just Glaive for right now. Palmatoro out to the right. Mowgli off to the left, and it looks like these guys may be able to get out of here. Kentisik is on the chase on this kitty cat. And yeah, these guys are probably going to get out of here okay, but that was a nice fight. That's one of the scariest places that you can run into Team Snow, right in one of those choke points. They want you to be clumped up like that.
Yeah, the moment you get clumped up, you get a big red button to the face, you get the spontaneous combustion all over your team, and it's going to hurt so much. And you see, Look At Me, just taking that turret, it's not going to be a problem for him. He's almost certainly going to take this one down.
I also like that he held on to the gauntlet. He didn't just throw it down right away, and he saw when they wanted to scatter, boom, it's down. And if they want to get away, boom, you're going to be stunned. And they had Look At Me on the outside of it. Look At Me had moved off to the west side, and so they couldn't have even run that way.
Yep, and right now Cavalifar, Mowgli, and Palmatoro, they're trying to take this gold mine back, but it's gonna be rough. Look at Me is setting up a few seeds. Snow is ready to defend this, and an immense gold payout does come out for them. So things are actually looking very, very much in the favor of Team Snow at this point. They have the better scaling composition. They have survived the early game from Megapixel, and right now they are looking incredibly strong.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh, a little bit of an engagement here in mid lane as the Yummy Kit and Frenzy does come out, but not really going to be enough. These guys aren't completely locked down. Cavalifar eating a lot of damage, but will survive and be able to move back off of this.
Okay, so that was a little bit surprising because Look At Me, he was the only one on his team that had his ultimate, and still Snow was able to take that fight. So things are looking pretty grim for Megapixel. When Snow has all their ultimates, when they have every single thing in their arsenal, I don't think Megapixel has a chance in these fights.
Yeah, they surely don't have a chance if all of these spells do land, like you said. I mean, that's devastating to say the least. The nukes, the burst, it's insane.
Yeah, most certainly. I'm really excited to see some big red buttons combined with the gauntlets. If Kentusi lands a good gauntlet and stuns multiple members of Megapixel, they are just all going to melt instantly. And right now we see Mowgli, he does have the Crucible, so if he is able to use that Crucible to get his team out of the Gauntlet, if Pixel can scatter to the winds every single time Snow tries to engage, they will survive, but I still don't see a way for them to actually take out Look At Me or Araxi at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think they could do it if these guys go off wandering on their lonesome, you know, and they can find these kills. But so far, Snow have showed just a really nice patience to always be moving around together. Whenever they're in a slightly dangerous position, they are clumped up as a team, and they know what the advantage they have in this game is.
Yeah, that's exactly what they have to do. They know they have a 3v3 team composition. If they ever fight as a team, they should win. You can see, like, Metapixel, they burst someone down, and Pell just immediately heals them back up. Mowgli is caught out of position right now.
Yeah, Mowgli isolated. He will Truth of the Tooth here. Big red button's gonna come out. Jewel getting 2. They're looking for more. They're gonna get the ace off the back of this. Gauntlet holds them in place, and Team Snow's composition really starting to come alive here.
Oh yeah, for sure. They are definitely showing exactly what their composition is made of, and right now they're just hopping forward, trampoline forward. The leaps and jumps are coming out left and right. And holy cow, Team Snow putting this together, and they are kicking it.
I love when you see these team fights go like that, and we have the camera on the players, and you just see like that head nod, just like, yeah, that just happened.
It's like, yep, we're good. We know.
We know.
All right, another turret has been destroyed for us at Team Snow. So Metapixel, they are potentially on the last legs of this game. They chose the early game composition. They knew they had to end it fairly early on, and they have not been able to do so. And at this point, Snow is just overwhelming.
It's a scary position to be in, I guess, if you're Metapixel. I mean, they won game 1, so if they do lose, we're going to game 3. They're not dropping the loser bracket or anything like that. But this is a position where you can really feel it's almost akin to drowning, right? Like you're slowly sinking. You have the early game composition, but you didn't quite close it out the way you needed to, and you know that Snow is just going to get stronger and stronger as it goes on. So yeah, it's kind of a not too good of a feeling, to say the least.
Most certainly. One good thing for us at Metapixel is that they are all fairly mobile. So if Look At Me uses spontaneous combustion and Metapixel realizes it, they can actually get out of the way fairly effectively. Cavalifar, he has a breaking point. Palmatoro, he doesn't have too much damage yet. He has the Aftershock, and he's working toward the Broken Myth, but he still does a small chunk of damage. But the danger is they still can't engage. They cannot find the way to get onto members of Team Snow.
No, it's not going to be happening right now either, as the Munions are chopping down on Cavalifar. Look at me's there. He's slowed down. Gauntlet will not be able to land.
Oh.
Big red button from downtown, and they will take out the glaive there. Nice shot.
Yeah, and that is really well played by the side of Team Snow. Like, honestly, at this point, they are in a very, very good spot.
And with that, they move over. They start to take the Kraken. If you're playing with Metapixel right now, you're on the mic, you're in comm with them right now. What are you saying to your teammates?
Honestly, I'd be playing for game 3.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, and teams have been known to do that, right? So you don't just let it end. You want to draw it out as long as you can. You talk about maybe game 3, but hey, we're not going to say that Metapixel are currently at that state. Just possibly that's a scenario.
Yeah, right now they have one. They just spawned, so they are good to go. But I don't know if they can actually defend against this Kraken. They don't have a particularly good team comp for dealing with it. They have Palmatoro with the Aftershock, but can Palmatoro even get close to the Kraken at this point? Araxi is going to be poking him. Look At Me is going to be poking him. And as soon as Kentusi's Gauntlet comes back online, I don't even think Metapixel has a chance.
Yeah, I feel like if they get caught in the Gauntlet at all, if spontaneous combustion lands, it could be just devastating. And then, of course, we got Big Red Button ready to go right now, just coming off cooldown. So this could be it. Oh, guys, we're in the base. Look At Me is ready to go. Cavalifar eating a lot of damage. Attack of the Pack comes out. The Big Red Button will come out, but not going to do too much damage here. They've lost Petal. So a nice defense up to this point for Metapixel, but the Kraken is still doing work. Araxi will rocket leap forward, does knock Palmatoro back. Glaive with the Afterburn will knock Araxi back as well, and Araxi going down. Nice kill off of Metapixel, all still alive, but the Kraken is now on the crystal. So how is this going to play out? They're chopping it. They're going to town. Kentisic's there with the Gauntlet. It's 3v1 plus the Kraken. These guys are going for it. Kent will go down. And they just got to clean up here. So this gets the ace. They take the Kraken out, but I mean, this is a naked base.
Yeah, this is going to be really rough for Metapixel to defend. They can do it. Like, if they get another engage just like they did, they'll be okay. But that time, they had 2 turrets backing them up. They could retreat back into their base. This time around, it's just the naked vein, and I don't know if they can do it.
Yeah, this is scary to say the least. But they're still alive for now, so we won't count them out. The gold, you know, it's less than, well, about 1,000 gold lead the way of Team Snow. It's not really anything to speak of, but when it's that close and they have the better composition going into the late game, that's where things get scary.
Well, certainly Mowgli looking for Engage on to look at me. Not going to be able to get it. Oh,
Will he? Afterburn, knocks Look at Me back, the trampoline forward, and he will use that speed boost to get out of there.
they will take a turret, so they are equalizing this gold lead. So it's not looking too bad for Megapixel. If they can get the rotations, if they can catch Snow off guard, they should still be able to take some fights. But they really have to make sure they take out Look at Me immediately, because the moment Look at Me goes down, a lot of the damage of Team Slow is off the board, and they don't have to worry about the slow anymore. But on the other side, Araxi, he's doing so much damage. They have to be able to dodge Big Rotin, take out Look at Me, and still get out of the gauntlet to be fine in these fights.
Yeah, that's a lot to overcome. You know, we've seen a lot of these games so far with multiple kills, more kills than there are minutes on the map. Well, I'll hold that thought. It's a big fight comes out. Rocket Leap, the big red button. Gauntlet's down as well. They're trapped inside. Kvalifar will be stunned off the back of that. Palmatoro's trying to chop on the Kentisik. Kvalifar will go down. Arden picks up that kill. And Look at Me was just jumping around that fight and chopping people down. And if you're not going to be locking the pedal down, getting the kills, it's really scary. And she's just DPSing you constantly. You need Kvalifar to be alive through these fights, and once he goes down, there's just no chance.
Yeah, right now you see Team Snow. They're just pushing in. They know they have this. And as Palmatoro can make some miracles happen.
Well, it's really death is there. Palmatoro, he can't do anything. He goes from 100% down to 25% HP. Goodbye, Fortress. And it looks like Snow is here to seal the deal, and we are going to Game 3.
Yeah, these are some fantastic team counts coming out from both sides. Palmatoro, Kvalifar, Mowgli going for